Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of CCW Insider. I'm one of your CCW correspondents, Tyler Cashmere, here joined by Xenia from Xenia Did That. Xenia, you have joined the CCW family here as of recent. You've been coming to all the shows. You've been repping the last territory proudly. It's so awesome to have you here on the panel to break down these shows with you. We're missing a couple of our usual correspondents, but I have a feeling that tonight it's going to get busy, that we're going to have a lot of people running in. I don't know. I just got that feeling.
I have this feeling in my bones too, and we are coming closer and closer to the upcoming weekend. Kumite in Pompano Beach, cage matches, chaos, unsanctioned matches. So we are definitely in for a treat this week here on CCW Insider.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you had a chance to catch one of our Kumite shows? Because they're absolutely insane. Cage match, every match, it's just wild with the stipulations that we throw out there.
This is going to be my first one. So
that is
I'm
awesome. Yeah,
excited for that.
I experienced my first one a couple months ago. I had the privilege to call commentary on it. And it's unlike anything you ever seen, unlike any other show. And speaking of some unbelievable shows, we're just coming off of last week, Rumble in the Jungle 6. You want to talk about just an incredible show. That Doral crowd there at Rumble in the Jungle, they never disappoint. One of the craziest crowds here in South Florida. I mean, big things happened there that are going to be carrying on to Kumite. But we got to see Meadow and Domino going at each other's throats. Meadow getting involved in Domino's match. We got to see you actually interview Skits in the ring, and that got interrupted very quickly by Agony. I mean, give us your take on that. I mean, that was pretty crazy. I was ringside on commentary. You were in the ring, so you had the whole view right there.
Yeah, incredible show, like you mentioned. I did attempt to interview Skits in the ring, but I think his personalities got a little mixed up with each other. And before he really could get to the point, we did get an interruption from Agony. And, seeing Agony's vicious attacks on Skits in this past several months has been terrible. But being in the ring as his music hits and he's coming out is absolutely terrifying, if I do say so myself. I had to remove myself from the situation immediately. And like you said, Domino and Meadow just could not get pulled away from each other. They did continue to brawl in the parking lot after the match, in front of the fans, in front of everyone, in front of the ring crew. And they are going to be facing off at Kumite, and finally they're going to get a shot at each other. We did see some unusual alliances that ended up not being so unusual. We saw Heavenly Butterflies form an alliance with Hardcore Corvette, and turns out they have all been trained by Matt Seidel, whom we all love and respect. I don't know if he would approve of their ways right now, but this is happening. We did see a great women's title match where our current champion, Lucy James, retained her title, even though it did require a bit of an interference from Nikki Blackheart, but
the enforcer.
And still, the enforcer is definitely a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, absolutely incredible show, and like you said, a lot of that is going to see a continuation at Kumite this weekend.
Absolutely. That was just an unbelievable breakdown right there of the show. But fans, if you want to get all of the results, you could go to ccwrestlingfl.com, go to the news tab. We are posting results right after the show's end. So if you couldn't make it to the show, but you got to see and you got to keep up with what's going on the last territory, you can catch up with all the results. But Xenia, I think we got to get this intro. We got a stacked show in front of us. So let's get right to it. Well, like we mentioned, it is Kumite weekend. You can feel the violence in the air. All of the CCW roster is getting ready. They're wrapping their fists. They're getting prepared for whatever stipulation they're being thrown in these cage matches, and there's a lot of them. But it doesn't get any more violent, psychotic than this next guest we're bringing up. But he's also got a bubbly side to him, and he does magic tricks. He is everything and everyone. He is the schizophrenic one. He is the one and only Skits.
Is this thing on? Hello?
It is on, Skids.
Good. Hello. Oh, am I really close? Sorry.
There we go. Yeah, little bit. Thank you for joining us, Skids. Well, a pleasure to have you on. Really, how are you doing?
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm doing very well. I just caught some lizards for dinner. It's gonna be splendid.
Lizards for dinner. Very interesting. I don't know. What do you? Is that your diet? Is that what Skits' his protein plan is? Mostly lizards.
Well, it's it's lizards, fingers, toes, ears.
Oh,
I like a crunch.
That seems about right. I know Xenia has a couple questions for you going into your big match this weekend. So why don't we kick things off?
All right.
Yeah, so we just witnessed your last to-date interaction with Agony at the last show with Trippin' Animals. I was there. I had to run pretty much from Agony as well. And it looked like you came out of the altercation on top, but can you give us a little bit of an update on your status, on your health? How are you feeling going into Comité?
You ever been dropped on your head twice by the Colonel of Nightmares? It sends pins and needles down your spine. You feel it in your toes, you feel it in your fingers. And you see, not many can do that to me, to us. And you see, unsanctioned, anything goes. I can bring whatever kind of trinket, whatever kind of toy I want to play with, and I can dismember him little by little. You see, he may be a monster, and it may take everything that I have, but I will devour him. Kumite will be my reckoning.
I don't like when he does that. I don't like when you do that, Skits. We both just got left speechless.
We both got goosebumps, I think, just now. I don't know if I'm excited or terrified to witness this match in real life.
Oh, you should be absolutely excited.
More terrified. And ever since his return to CCW, Agony has been similarly targeting you, Skids. It seems like he has made it.
Well, you see, when you put a monster and a monster together in the same place.
Return to CCW, Agony has been similarly targeting you, Skids. He's been just not letting you win a match, not letting you wrestle in a number one contender match.
When monsters are placed in closed doors.
And do we have Skids? Is Skids frozen a little bit?
A little bit of delay, I think, on Xenia's part.
Okay. Do I need to move?
Can everyone hear everyone?
I think you're good, Skits.
You see, when you place two monsters inside of a cell together, there's not much left for them to do but battle. This is going to be a case of Freddy versus Jason, is it not? You have the fun, quirky, psychotic killer against the cold-blooded killer that doesn't show any emotion. So regardless, CCW is going to get one hell of a fight this Saturday.
A fight indeed, an absolute battle inside the cage. I don't know if Xenia, if you picked up on that. I know our connection is not going great right now, but it's absolutely going to be terrifying. We really are going to lock up Freddy and Jason in a cage, and I don't even know what to expect. I never know what to expect, Skits, when you're out there, and whatever you're doing right now. Terrifying. Xenia, are you with us? Do you have another question for Skits?
I am here. I did have another question. We know that Skits, even in spite of his, quirks and peculiarities, is very loved by the CCW fans. He's very treasured and he's one of our fans' favorites. So do we think that maybe it's a bit of a power struggle with Agony? Does Agony feel like his way to the top is being taken from him? Maybe that's the motive behind the attacks. What do you think, Skits?
I believe that Agony is very threatened by my presence. I think Agony has been running roughshod for quite a while. And you see, now that I've stepped into the picture, there's more than one monster in CCW. But you see, I intend very heavily on making this my CCW. There will be no room for an extra monster. There will be no more room in Monster Mosh for one more body. Agony must fall.
Hola, Roma.
Roma does say hola. But, we do got some comments saying what's up to Skits. Definitely.
Oh, just doing my thing.
All right.
Yes, and the match that you're going to be in at Kumite with Agony is unsanctioned. So there will be no pinfalls, there will be no submissions, there will be no way really to win this match in any humane or official way possible. So what is the end goal here, apart from dismembering Agony? How do you come out on top? How do you win this situation?
I'm going to rip his mask off of his face. I'm going to make him bleed. I'm going to make him cower like he's never cowered before. And he may act like my strikes and attacks do not hurt him. But I see through his design. I am his design! I know every secret. I know every locked door inside of his mind. Agony will have no easy task in defeating me this Saturday. But I have already seen what makes his mind tick. It's only a matter of time before his brain melts and I drink it like tea.
That's quite a promise for sure. And even before that rivalry started, really, we've been seeing, people who have been keeping a close eye on Skits have been seeing that the cracks have been showing. There has been a darker side of Skits that has been showing. We've seen maybe more personalities come to the light more often. So are we going to see a darker version of Skits in the cage this Saturday?
What you're gonna get at Kumite is a much different animal than what we've been leading you to see. You see, the Pied Piper blindly leads, does he not? And that's what we have been doing. We have been guiding you all along, holding your hands and making you all feel safe. But in reality, we are terror, we are violence, we are death, we are disease. And soon, very soon, we get to show you all our beautiful designs, our beautiful terrors.
I don't even.
Wow, we got a comment that said that Skits is somewhere between brilliant and disturbing. And I couldn't agree more. And I'm still stuck somewhere between excited and terrified. What about you, Tyler? Do you have any more questions left?
No, I think I have too many questions after this. I don't know what most of that meant. All I know is that you can't miss Kumite. Skits is going to go to absolute war against Agony, and you just can't miss it. He's going to eat him. And I think that's going to wrap up the interview portion, but I think Skits is going to stick around with us and break down.
I'd love to stick around. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you, Skits. We're going to get Skits analysts on some of these matches coming up here on Kumite. But right now, we got to take a quick commercial break. Don't go
Be
anywhere.
right back.
Attention wrestling fans, the place to be each and every Tuesday is on the Coastal Championship Wrestling YouTube channel, where a new episode of CCW Alive Wrestling drops at 7 p.m. Witness the hard-hitting, high-flying action that is synonymous with the longest-running independent wrestling promotion in the southeastern United States. Subscribe today and don't you dare miss it.
That's right, CCW Alive Wrestling. You can catch us on the YouTube every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We just uploaded some Bash at the Brew matches last night. You gotta catch them up. Ozzy Killmeister.
Oh,
What are you doing in my backyard?
I'm not in here.
Why
I came to visit.
are you in Ozzy's backyard?
You forgot your cane.
I mean,
I
they
did
are
forget my
a tag
code.
team.
Because that's like, this is the only safe space that I have.
That's fair.
But why was Ozzy surprised though?
Because I didn't tell him I was here.
I looked at my backyard and there was just a clown sitting in my backyard. You are a clown.
No. But we'll get there.
Okay.
Like
Hi,
I said-
Tyler. Hi, Xenia.
Hey, Ozzy.
Killing it.
Hi, Ozzy.
Wait
That
You're
sounds like a
alone.
very normal day in your life, is it not?
Yeah. Well, hey, now that you're here, can we go mosh?
Yes, we can mosh. But I think I have to do some match rundowns first.
Oh,
Should we do them together?
okay.
Okay.
Hey, we had a feeling this was going to start getting packed up. So
We knew,
let's go straight into it because
Let's
this
talk about
Saturday,
Kumite.
Kumite!
July 27th at Pompano Beach, Florida,
Kumite. Pompano Beach.
the CCW Arena is going to Kumite. And what a card we got lined up for you guys. Let's go straight into this tag team match. We got an Escape the Cage match, Task Force, Mikey Spandex and DMC taking on 5-Star Era. Hey, let's kick it down to the tag team Monster Mosh. Who do you guys got in this Escape the Cage
Tag team
match?
experts.
Man, as far as
who else
tag
to ask
teams
about
go,
this,
those
you
are
know?
two very amazing tag teams. And we have stepped into the ring with one of them, but we haven't stepped into the ring with Task Force yet. But from what I've seen, they are very well put together as a tag team, and I think 5-Star Era might have a run for their money in this one.
I wrestled Task Force a really long time ago with some other crazy dude, but they're really good.
Some other crazy dude?
Yeah, he's not as crazy as you though.
Oh, good.
He's just Task Force is very deceivingly strong, very deceivingly fast, and 5-Star Era has they have a difficult task on their hands.
But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, though, right, Tyler? As Tyler would say, 5-Star Era has been on quite a mean streak lately.
Yeah, this is true.
Is that not true, my friends?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, 5-Star Era is coming off this loss from Bash at the Brew against Domino and Gangrel. They have to be pissed off. They have to be taking their anger out against Task Force. You got to think. And hey, I mean, Domino has been calling them Ratas this whole time. If one good thing that Rata is good at is escaping a cage. So 5-Star Era might have an advantage here. Xenia, what do you think about it?
That's a good point,
I
Tyler.
absolutely agree with you, Tyler. We know that Task Force are a force,
That's fair.
pun intended, to be reckoned with, and they've been taking Florida wrestling
Maybe
by
they
storm
can
lately. But their
Maybe that.
the pride that they
Yeah,
take in what they
I like
do and the respect for wrestling that they have might actually be a disadvantage in this kind of match where anything goes and where there's no rules to break. So maybe people who are used to breaking the rules and who are used to finding other ways are at advantage here.
Yes.
Ricky's heavier too. He's been putting on muscle, so it might be harder to get on top of that cage. Might be a disadvantage in this match.
It definitely could be. And I believe this is going to be one member at a time type of situation. So, I mean, if one member leaves, that kind of turns into a handicap match. There's very different variables to play here in these tag team cage matches. It is going to be an unbelievable match no matter what. We got Ozzy Killmaster walking circles around Skits.
I think he's about to mosh, Tyler.
I don't know if we can already start moshing this early in. It's going to start breaking down.
We might have to hold the mosh for a little bit.
Yeah, look at that. His head is
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Here we go. Our next match. We got a fight pit match with Nick Turner versus Mike Bruno. And Nick Turner, the Desperado.
Desperado.
I mean, both of these guys are so skilled in MMA, mixed martial arts. Desperado, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, has a kickboxing background. Then let's talk about Mike Bruno, who's a actual NFL trainer, trains NFL stars, has been in fight in combat sports for over 20 years, has a major wrestling background, is always rolling on the judo mats, and he is as dangerous gets. Xenia, who do you think has the advantage in this fight pit match? Fight pit rules. It's only knockout or submission. What do you think?
With such different sports backgrounds, it's definitely hard to say who has the advantage, but I think Nick Turner might be my pick because he's been absolutely on fire lately. He won his first singles title just recently. And he's a brawler, has this very hard-hitting style, very unorthodox, if you will. So I do feel like he might come out on top in this match.
I will say, I've been in the ring with the Desperado, so like I know some moves, but he has like the most educated feats I have ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah, that.
2 people have ever kicked me in the head so hard enough that it actually hurt. One of them being Damian Fenrir, the other being the Desperado, Nick Turner.
Hey, that Texas tornado kick by the Desperado.
That's a really serious.
In cowboy boots. That's ow.
I don't know the regulation for Kumite. He might not be able to enter with cowboy boots. I don't know the official regulations.
Right.
How come it's no rules except for cowboy boots? Is it no rules, no holds barred, except you can't wear cowboy boots?
Maybe it's the one rule posted on no cowboy boots for the Desperado. If that is the rule
for Nick Turner.
Yeah, if that is the rule, we might have to give the nod to Mike Bruno, but that is going to be an all business fight pit match. I mean, just these matches you can't see anywhere else except in the last territory. And speaking of unique matches, let's talk about this. It is going to be a 3-round boxing expedition match inside a cage at Kumite.
Like Brawl?
Yes, with Pretty Rich Wise taking on amateur boxer. This guy's got a couple wins under his belt. He is Johnny Shibika. And he is ready to throw some hands against Pretty Rich Wise. Johnny has had to deal with Pretty Rich Wise talking trash. But let me tell you something. Johnny is putting in the work in the boxing gym. If you follow him on Instagram, he can put anybody's lights out. And Pretty Rich Wise better be careful in this 3-round boxing match. Xenia, I have no idea what to even expect in this. Is there ever been a boxing match inside a cage, inside a wrestling ring? I don't think so, but it's a Kumite.
I don't think so, Tyler. And it's always a mistake to underestimate a wrestler just because they're a wrestler. You know, we don't know what Rich Wise is really capable of. He definitely is very athletic. But Johnny Shibika, is that him in the chat?
He's pro boxer.
He's correcting me. Pro boxer.
Educating you right now.
Professional boxer. Yeah. So it's all about, repetition, it's all about expertise. And a professional athlete trains day in and day out. I would imagine Johnny spends hours and hours a day boxing. So I don't know what Rich Wise has gotten himself into. He might have to put his money where his mouth is and actually hold his ground. But I feel like Rich Wise might have to pay for his trash talk this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he is going to have to use all the trash talk and all those mind games to try to get a win here. What do you think, Skits? You think Pretty Rich Wise can put up the Dukes and get a win here?
It's going to take more than just a couple donkey rides to get through this one, I think. And I've been watching Pretty Rich Wise. He's got a pretty mean hook. You know what I mean? He can swing when he has to. So I think this will be a very fun matchup to see. Stepping in there with a pro, though. With a pro. Ooh, I might have to give it to Jonathan on this one. Although, I haven't seen much of Jonathan, so I don't have much to go off of from that. But if he's a pro, I have to trust it.
Yes, it's going to be explosive. It's going to be exciting. I love this about Kumite. You don't know what to expect. These are not traditional matches. Every match inside a cage, every match with a different stipulation. And let's talk about this because there is some bad blood here in between these two. It is Meadow versus Domino for that CCW Southeastern
I came back at a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first blood match for that SEC championship.
Sorry, I was thirsty.
Liquid Death, of course. But like me and Xenia talked about earlier, Meadow blindsiding Domino at Rumble the Jungle 5 with a spear, then going after him at Rumble the Jungle 6, hit him in the back of the head with a championship belt, then opening him up on that ring post. I mean, Domino was a bloody mess, but still went in there and still wrestled Eddie Valentine. And again, Meadow going and interfering, pretty much costing Domino the match. Domino's emotions getting the better of him, swinging the chair at Eddie Valentine, getting disqualified. This seems like, though, for Domino, this is his big moment. He's broke away from the Ratas. He is now has his sights set on that Southeastern Championship. But man, Meadow is such a dominant champion, one of the most dominant champions. And I don't know if Domino could get the job done. I mean, he's the 305 boy, but I don't know. Well, wait a second. What is this?
Hey, look. Hey, I know I may wear the smile on my face all the time at all the shows. I may wear the bright colors, but look, I think I've proven that when I put in a fight, I can put on a fight. All right. And after what Meadow did, like a coward of a champion that he is, because you know what? After all his successes, and I said it earlier, all his successes, he's a hell of a champion, hell of a man. All right, hell of a fighter. The guy's a beast. But with all those successes and achievements, still the need to come behind my back like a coward that he is, I'm not putting up with that. And I think I made a statement when I ended the 5-star era last month at Bash of the Brew, and I'm here to continue to make statements. All right, and to make my presence felt, which is the first goal that I made, the first statement I made when I set foot into the CCW training facility, is to make my presence felt. And I guarantee you I will continue to make that felt and show Meadow that the real champion is in here, inside of this heart, inside of me. All right?
Hey, I mean, interrupting the program, but what an interruption. One question for you, Domino. I don't know how much time we got here.
Give him a Viking's funeral, Domino. Send him out in a boat.
Light him on fire.
What is it you say, Skis? Me comer los dedos. One dedo at a time. Uno, dos, tres.
Until we get this right here. Listen, Domino, I mean, Meadow made a huge statement, though, by busting you open. This is a first blood match. This is you never competed in a match like this. I mean, he has made the statement. You already got that cut there. Are you worried about that at all going into this match?
I think you're asking the wrong question. I think you should be asking that he better be worried about me. How's he going to prepare for me? All right. I think we showed in the parking lot. All right. We showed who had the better one. Has anybody checked out his head? How his chichon, how that lump on his head is doing? I don't think so. So you know what? I think he's the one that better be ready.
You know, like in Looney Tunes when they hit him on the head, they go, ooh.
Exactly. Tremendo chichon, lo dejé.
This is absolute chaos. Domino interrupting the program. We don't have to ask for your pick, Domino. Domino, we will see you Saturday.
I'll see you guys. Much
rooting
love
for you, Dom.
Thank you for what you guys do. You guys have a beautiful rest of the day. Cheers.
Cruiser Mice is in your corner.
I will say this.
Wow, what an interruption.
Considering that he could not contain his rage and used the chair on Eddie, you got to wonder if coming off of that Hialeah street fight is something is still a little loose inside of Domino's head. You might be looking at a very different Domino this Saturday.
You know all about things being loose in your head.
Oh, of course I do.
It's kind of the expert. Singer, what do you think about this match?
Yeah, I had a figurative front row seat to that parking lot brawl that we witnessed after the Durrell show at Trippin' Animals this weekend, and that footage is, by the way, available on the CCW Instagram. And those two just kept going at each other. They crave each other's blood, which is very fitting for the match stipulation. And I feel like Domino might have built enough steam at this point. He's been absolutely on fire these past months. So I think he might just have what it takes to come out on top.
Yeah, definitely. He has what it takes, but you think about all these factors. You think about how young Domino is in his career. Then you think about Meadow. I mean, there's a reason he's undefeated. He's one of our most dominant champions, over 500 days of that Southeastern Championship. And he can't be happy after Domino one-upped him on the night he was supposed to one-up Domino. These two are going to be at each other's throats. Like I said, I mean, this card is just insane. You can't miss it. It's Kumite. It's one of the most unique shows of the year in any wrestling promotion. And we got to continue with our next match here. We got the Kanto Death Match.
Oh, my Lanta. Oh, my Lanta.
Madman Fulton, the main event monster, coming off that huge win from Game of War. Stallion Rogers wants revenge for Madman Fulton really getting the win, making Stallion Rogers' team lose there at Game of War. Stallion Rogers wants that revenge, and they're settling it in a Kanto Death Match. Now, you may be asking, what is a Kanto Death Match?
Can't wait to find out.
The Kanto Death Match, very Japanese inspired from the Kanto region. And we know that Stallion Rogers has so much experience over in Japan at Noah Pro Wrestling. And this is really a match for Stallion Rogers. But the main event monster says that he has been inspired by Japanese wrestling his whole career, and he looks forward to stepping into this match. Expect absolute craziness, absolute disasters with kendo sticks. I've got a little bit of teasers here and there of what this Kanto Death Match is going to be, and it's just going to blow the roof off that place. You got the main event monster. You got Stallion Rogers in a cage. Kanto Death Match at the Kumite. Xenia, I know it's hard to make a pick in this one, but if you had to, who are you thinking here?
It is extremely difficult, and I am a deathmatch aficionado myself, so I'm looking forward to this, but also, again, somewhere between excited and terrified, which I think has been the motive for our anticipation of this show. And even though this match might be more comfortable for Stallion Rogers because of his background, like you said, and because of his experience with Japanese-style wrestling, it still is very full circle because, Stallion Rogers might have been damaged by that loss in the Game of War match, and it's a cage again. Fulton is there again, and now it's a question of who can play that mind game better and who can be in a better, more stable mindset for this match. And Fulton came out more on top than anyone in that Game of War match, and he had an absolutely incredible performance. So I would think he's in a better place mentally right now to take on this challenge. So it's definitely going to be an interesting match to watch as a fan, but also to participate in for these two athletes. So I don't know if I can make a pick, but if you absolutely had me against the wall, I would probably say Fulton.
Hey, we got Skits in here who I know for sure has gone one-on-one with the main event monster Fulton before. I don't know, Ozzy, have you gone one-on-one with him?
Yeah, I didn't win. He's really big, man.
He's strong.
He choke slammed me off the top of the everything.
And the Lord may have a chest that looks like ground beef afterwards. But I believe Fulton is just as crazy as the next guy when it comes to cage matches. And I think his experience, if I do say so, is going to help him. His previous winnings in cage matches are definitely going to be a help. But Stallion has a wicked one of those. And, it's going to hurt. Regardless, both of them are going to hurt.
He chopped me in Kissimmee.
Oh,
like 8 times.
It was not good.
My chest is a different shape now.
Does it still hurt?
Yes.
Yeah, that usually is what happens when people step in the ring with Stallion Rogers.
I don't even remember when that was a while ago too.
This one is going to be just a hard-hitting contest. I mean, both these guys are going to want it so bad in this Kanto Death Match. One of the first I've ever heard of a Kanto death match. I'm sure one of them wants to be the winner of that first one. Stallion Rogers wants revenge. Main event monster Fulton wants to continue, and he wants to build this momentum, maybe get some singles gold here. And what a way to do it at the Kumite. And before we get to our main event here, before we go to the last match, we got a question here in the chat, which almost was answered. Yeah, it was almost answered until the Raw Dogs, had to interrupt. But I don't know why do our comments want this
How do you still have all your teeth?
I don't.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
We'll play rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins that is the Cruiserweight champion.
Deal.
There you go. Rock, paper, scissors match. Look out for it. Look at this. Ezra Lover. Trick question. Raw Dogs win. Come on. Raw Dogs win.
Dogs are a bunch of posers.
Oh, stop.
I'll remember that. I'll see you at Kissimmee. I'll remember that.
As we have some fun with the chat, we got to go to the last match. We started off talking about it. We got the man of the hour here. It was the unsanctioned match. Agony versus Skits. Let's do a little bit of a round table here for our picks. Xenia, who do you got? Agony versus Skits. Unsanctioned match. I think Skits described it perfectly. Freddie versus Jason. Absolute chaos and war going to break out.
I mean, Agony, like I said, I saw him come in. I saw him up close last weekend in Durrell, and he's absolutely terrifying. The pure horror that you feel in your bones when you hear that music is something. But like we know, Skits does seem very determined. He did come out on top in the brawl out in Durrell. And Skits has been showing different sides of himself to us and has been getting more raw, more rough, more dark recently. So I might have to pick Skits to win this one. And it's not because he's here and I'm a little scared.
Good friend.
Yeah, don't worry. I think we're all scared. I don't know about Ozzy. Ozzy, you're standing right next to the man. He's one of your best friends. I think we all know your pick, but break it down a little bit for us. Skits and Agony. You're familiar with both of them.
As somebody who has literally been put in a casket by Agony and chokeslammed and pretty much everything else, and being in the ring with you once and being on the road with you every weekend, I don't know who to pick because neither of them are going to stop until the other one's dead, and both of them are unkillable. So I don't know. But if you need my help, I'll be there.
I have to do this alone.
I understand.
You see, this match is not going to be for the lighthearted. We are going to hurt each other in ways that no mere man should be hurt. You can watch this death match between Fulton and Stallion, and you're going to come to us and you're still going to wish that we never got in that ring. Agony and Skits. Either one of us walks out or neither of us. That's to be determined. But don't think for a second, Agony, that this is going to be in a walk in the park for you.
It freaks me out every time. It just freaks me out. Look at Ozzy's face. You heard it from the man himself. Skits versus Agony, unsanctioned match. Ozzy Killmeister says they're both unkillable. They'll stop at nothing. Xenia, we don't know who's going to win. This is going to just be an absolute war. This is going to be an unbelievable show. Kumite, it's Agony, it's Skits, it's unsanctioned. Every match is in a cage. CCW Arena this Saturday. What are you doing? You got to get your tickets right now. They're selling quick. This is going to be one of those shows that you will never forget. And with that being said, I think we wrapped up the card, and Ozzy Killmeister has something to say.
I think you're forgetting something. I'm pretty sure you're forgetting something.
Are we forgetting something?
Did you see me break that poser's nose on Saturday?
Oh, yes, Elliot Crow.
After getting interfered in my match that whole night? You saw that, right?
Gushing blood.
And you saw what he said in the video he posted, right?
That's right. I don't have all the match cards right now, but that is true.
I don't know if we have a match card, and it doesn't matter because the Cruisermeister is going to show up to Kumite, and I'll wait for that poser in the middle of the ring. I don't need a stipulation. I don't need any extra weapons. Put me and him in the cage, and let's see who wins. I'm tired of doing this with the Raw Dogs, man. And that poser, Elliot Crow, he needs to get out of our business.
I agree. Rip his mustache off and eat it.
I don't want to eat the mustache, but I'll rip it off, and then I'll headbutt his chest.
All right, I'll eat it.
Okay, he'll eat it.
He will eat the mustache, but Ozzy Killmeister throwing the challenge out to Elliot Crow. Hey, sign me up for that.
I'll put the belt on and everything.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
Yeah, you cannot miss Insider. I mean, we got people dropping in. We got, matches being announced, challenges being laid out. It is unbelievable. Insider is the show you have to watch if you are a fan of The Last Territory to keep up with everything going on. And I think this has been an amazing show. We got to wrap this up. Skits, Ozzy, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Best of luck to both of you for Saturday. And,
it's going to be a long night.
It's going to be a long, violent night. Thank you guys so much. We're going to wrap up Insider here. See you guys Saturday.
Okay.
Xenia, hey, we made it. It was an insane show. There was a lot of moving parts, but we made it.
One thing I can definitely say for sure is this upcoming Saturday, Pompano Beach, Kumite, is a can't-miss show. If there's one show that you're going to go to this month, make it Kumite. It's going to be blood. It's going to be violence. It's going to be enclosed in a cage, so you're safe as a fan. And it's going to be an absolutely unforgettable event.
It is always unbelievable when we have Kumites, but I think this might be the most stacked Kumite show we have with so many different matches, so many different styles. We got monsters, we got strikers, but you got to go Saturday to see it. You can go to ccwrestlingfl.com to get your tickets now. Like I said, they sell out quick on Kumite, so you got to get them. But for right now, we're going to wrap up on Insider. I've been Tyler Cashmere, your CCW correspondent, here with Xenia from Xenia Did That. Xenia, we love having you on the show. Thank you so much. We always have a blast here. You and me, we got the show done. And fans, we will see you next week.
You have been watching CCW Insider, produced by Minutes to Bell Time in association